Hey, what's up? It's Catthecake, and today I'm going to be showing you an industrial apartment build that I did. Um, yeah, I really like industrial designs, so I thought it would be fun to do one for an apartment, and I chose this apartment, which is in the arts quarter. It's like the penthouse, something in the arts quarter. Um, I chose it because I knew there were some limitations to building apartments, and this one already looked industrial. Um, but then I found out right before I started recording that I could actually bulldoze the whole thing and do the outer walls. Like I could change the outer walls, which you can't do on all apartments, but I guess when it's a penthouse, when it's like the top one, it doesn't really matter. At least it didn't matter here. Well, but so that really worked out fine. And I could put the windows wherever I wanted, which was nice. So yeah, I always really liked industrial designs. I think it looks really cool. Um, Very hipster, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, I'm trying here to build the kitchen, and I really wanted these columns to be there, but they turned out to take up a lot of space. I did think that this apartment was going to be really big when I first started out, but it turned out to be not as big as I thought because I completely forgot that I had to make a bedroom, um, which I will make here in a second when I realize it. It's funny though because I always like out of the rooms in a place, the toilet is always, or the bathroom, I guess, is always what I forget. And then I have to add it in later, and I'm like, oh, duh, there needs to be a bathroom. Um, but yeah, so I'm adding in the bedroom here, um, which I kind of tried to make it a little office-y. That's not a word, but that's a word now. Um, So I put all these like windows up, so like maybe that was like the main office or something. I don't know. Um, but I really like the idea of having these room with just lots of windows. I don't know. There's something about that. Like also in my last build, I did the kitchen full of windows. I just like it, and I really like it as like a window from the inside to the inside. If you get what I mean. I think that looks so cool. Um, so yeah, that and now I'm trying to figure out the counters, and it was such a problem. Also, the reason that my camera just went out to nowhere basically there was because I had a problem with my 9 key. Every time I would push it to like raise up an item, my camera would just like go crazy. Um, but I figured out that if I just hold down the control key, that didn't happen. So yeah. Um, but yeah, I was trying to figure out the counters and everything here, um, which I ended up changing all of this because nothing matches, and it is my number one pet peeve is counters and cupboards in this game, um, because just nothing ever matches. Like there's no actual cupboards for these counters I'm using right here, so I had to find some other solution, and I didn't think it looked very industrial, and then I tried these counters and there was no cupboards. There's no cupboards for those either. So yeah, I decided to eventually go with these, even though I was kind of like, I did that last speed build I did, so I kind of didn't want to do it again. And also look at that like thing next to it. I don't even know what to call it. It's like darker in the drawers, which it just bothers me. And the cupboards don't really match, but it's the cupboards for that counter, so I don't know. It's my one. It's definitely my number one pet peeve in this game. Is like not even the cupboards for the counter that they belong to, like match each other all the time, and it's just annoying. Um, but I it kind of ended up working out anyway. I don't know if I would probably have chosen a different color for it if there were um, colors that matched, but there just wasn't. So here I'm making like a little living room space. I'm kind of picturing like a couple or like a single person living here, but like someone who's really social. So I'm putting in a lot of seats and like places to hang out. Um, just so he or she can have all their friends over and just chill and have a fun time. I was kind of struggling with the turn to like when you hold down Alt and like you move your mouse and it turns. I was struggling a lot with that in this build. Um, I don't know why. Sometimes I'm having a lot of trouble with it. Um, but yeah. Also, now I'm putting the coffee table together. I'm trying to use really dark. This is the last time my camera is going to do that because now I figure out the control thing. But yeah, I'm trying to like keep all the furniture really dark and like big, if that makes any sense, like heavy, um, because I just felt like it was more industrial that way. I haven't actually ever really like I looked up a bunch of pictures on Google, but I don't really know much about like industrial designs. Um, it could be fun to actually like read some architect books or something on that, or on all kinds of designs, I guess. I was having a lot of trouble with that little door because it didn't like into the bathroom because it didn't like that the windows were so blue. But later I figure out that if I just turn it around, then they're not gonna be blue. Um, so yeah, it probably makes more sense to have it the blue side out, or the blue side out, um, because I feel like that's more uh, private that way in the bathroom. I don't know. Yeah, see, now I figured it out. So I'm putting the small door back in because it just felt like it fit better. Um, but I don't like the blue tint on it, so I turned it the other way, and I'm more into the apartment looking good than I am into reality, or like I don't know what you call that. Into like it being real, I guess you can say. Um, so yeah. Um, yeah, I really like this shower that I just put in. It's funny when you like try to build industrial designs, you are using a lot of items from different packs because they didn't all come in the same pack, I guess. I don't know if it's really that industrial. I just felt like it fit really well with the windows and stuff. I think this shower is from Outdoor Retreat. And I really like that tub sticking out into the middle of the room. I always had like a little bit of a fascination with uh, having a bathtub in the middle of a room instead of all the way up against the wall. I think it looks really cool. And then I'm putting these mirrors up, which I love these mirrors. I think I mentioned that in my last speed build as well. I just love that you can like make this whole entire wall just one big mirror and you can't see that you added a bunch of them together. So I decided to make that whole wall just one big mirror, and I think it looks really cool. It makes the room look more spacious, I guess. Um, yeah, I really wanted a window here. I thought it brightened up the place a little bit more, but I was also like, okay, but this window's into a bathroom, and the window is like facing the balcony, so I feel like I need something covering the window. Um, and I couldn't really figure out what to do with that until I found this thing. I don't even know what to call that. And I just made it bigger and put two together, and I feel like it kind of covers it. Not really, but again, like it looks better, and I don't really care. if the Sims can look in, because it doesn't really matter in The Sims. So yeah. Um, I don't know why, like, I don't really have a reason for putting a chess table in here. I don't know if the people who is gonna live here really play chess, but I felt like it was just really nice up against the window. I really like how they can just sit there and like look out the window and see the whole city. Um, so yeah, but I was struggling a lot with finding chairs that sort of fit the industrial vibe, and I'm taking a long time finding the right chairs here. Um, but I feel like these actually that I just put down were probably the best fit. I don't know. They have the metal thing going, and I think that was kind of cool. I was also there's a long pause here. I don't know why. Um, they also came in a lot of different colors, and I wasn't like so. I was trying to kind of match everything, and I don't know if I really carried that out. I kind of like the orange and the blue together. I think it looks really good. Um, and also the orange kind of have this rusty feel to it, which I like with um, when I think industrial, I think like metals and stuff, and I just like rust and metal kind of goes together, right? So yeah. Um, but yeah, now I'm building the bedroom, and I was trying to find a counter, and then I really wanted um, an industrial looking desk to be there, but I didn't really feel like any of them really fit. But this one has had colors that kind of matched everything else, so yeah, that's what I ended up using. And this is actually built as I was waiting for Stranger World to come out, so again, they don't have a laptop. Um, but I don't really think it mattered that much in this build. Um, it was fine with the desktop computer. And then I hung those like architectural uh, pictures above the desk because it kind of felt like maybe some architect worked in here. I was really trying hard to figure out a mirror to put above that um, the drawers. What do you call it? A bureau? Bureau? I don't know. You know what I mean. Um, and I couldn't really find one that was the right size. I'm not super happy with what I came up with. This is just a picture where I put those same mirrors in that I put in the bathroom, which works fine. And it kind of reminds me of a mirror that I actually have myself. Um, and it looks very cool and industrial, but I just don't like that it's so close to the drawers. So, yeah. But that's how it is. I had to put it that close to the drawers because the mirrors were too um, big for the frame. So you can see them sticking out if you put them up more, which is annoying. But that's how it ended up being. So what am I doing now? I don't even know. I think I'm just putting in a few touches here and there. I'm trying to find some plants that fit. I wanted to have a few plants. I always put a lot of plants in my builds because I love plants so much. Um, and I was obviously trying to make it look kind of like the pot of is that called a pot? I think it is. The pot that the plant is in. I was trying to make it look kind of industrial and keep it to the dark uh, shades. Um, and then I'm just putting in some art here and there, and these plants, which I kept like trying to figure out if I could find better plants, but I couldn't. And I always, when I put plants together like this, I always turn a few of them around so it doesn't look like they grew exactly the same. Um, so I think that just makes it look a little bit better. It kind of adds a few, like It adds a little bit more to it, I think. Um, yeah, so I don't really know what else to say right now. I'm just putting in plants and stuff. We're gonna get to the balcony in a second, and the balcony I had a really hard time with. I cut most of it out, I think, because I was going back and forth. I really wanted this like part of it to be roofed, um, but I just couldn't figure out how to make it look good, so I end up like placing this grid and then um, putting a lot of plants on top of it. You will see it in a second. Um, and yeah, why are lamps so hard? I'm always having trouble with lamps. I'm really trying to brighten up the place here because it is really dark, but I don't really think it matters that much that it's so dark. Um, because it is, as I said, industrial, and I just kind of like that it's a little dark, but obviously I don't want it to be too much, so I'm trying to add lamps, but I just couldn't figure out anything that actually fit. I really like this one that I just had up there behind the bookshelf, but I just didn't really feel like it fit that well. But yeah, I actually forget if I put a lamp in the bedroom, but I'll have to check that before I upload it to the gallery. um, which it will be uploaded to the gallery by the time this video is out, but as I'm making this voiceover, it's not yet uploaded, so yeah. And I'm adding a few things to the bathroom, and again, like I think I also mentioned this in my last build, I'm having a lot of trouble when it comes to rugs. Like, it's so hard for me to decide on rugs for some reason. Um, and I wasn't really sure that the white rug here actually was what I really wanted, but I feel like it fit kind of well. I kind of wanted one over by the toilet, but I couldn't find one that was the right shape. I really wanted one that was like oval shape, but the oval shapes that we have were like really squished in some weird way, and I just didn't really feel like it fit. Um, so I end up just not putting a rug over there. If you download this and you want a rug there, you can put a rug there, but I just couldn't find one that I thought was fitting, and so I just didn't put one. And I really wanted some towels. I'm just trying to make it look like someone lives there. And I really like these hanging towels, but I didn't want to put one in front of the door of the shower because I wasn't sure that they could actually, like the sim could actually get in and out of the shower. So I just ended up putting it behind the shower, which is kind of weird, I guess. Again, I don't really care too much about how real it is. I mean, to some extent, right? Because I still want it to look like an actual home um, that someone could live in. Um, but yeah, I don't know. They will just have to walk around. They can't really use the towels anyway, so who cares? Um, it looks cool, I think. So, or not cool. It looks good. Um, but yeah, I'm just adding a little few touches to the bathroom. I really wanted some candles in this build, but all the candles are so freaking big, and if you change the size of the candles, the light doesn't go with it, so that sucks a little bit. But yeah, now I'm getting to the balcony, and all I knew that I wanted when I got to this balcony was that they needed a hot tub, and I wanted part of it to be covered. So I was kind of freestyling all of this. Um, which is probably also why this whole thing ended up like this whole video ended up being so long. Like, I really went into this video thinking I'm just gonna do an easy build and this isn't gonna take too long and it's gonna be like a short video, but now you can see I'm adding the grid Um, but yeah, it ended up being really long anyway, and I think it was because of this balcony. This grid thing and the plants took forever. I cut a bunch of it out because I was having so much trouble with it. Right now I'm adding, like, there's still a floor to this whole grid, which I made green, but it didn't really matter in the end because I ended up deleting it. But I put all the plants there first, and then I go in and delete it. Now it's all deleted. Um, which I'm sure there's an easier way to do that, but I couldn't put the plants there unless there was a floor. Like, it just wouldn't let me place them. So I had to have a floor and then put the plants and then go in and delete every single square. Um, and that took ages. Um, so, but I ended up actually doing it. I don't really know if I like I mean, I like how it looks, but I really wanted some plants to like hang down from the side. But that I couldn't find any that did that. I don't know if those exist in any of the packs that I don't have, but I don't have them in any of the packs that I do have, so that sucked a little bit. I'm trying really hard to find like outdoor furniture here that looks industrial. I end up changing these couches out because I just didn't like how they looked. They didn't look industrial enough for me. And this is the couch that I end up going with. Um, but actually, it's not an outdoor couch. Not that it really matters, but that's where I looked at first. But I just really liked how I think it's actually marble that's on the side, but it looks kind of cementy, if that's a word. You know what I mean, right? So I kind of thought it looked heavy-ish, which is kind of what I was going for. And I put this metal floor, which probably isn't the most comfortable if you're walking around barefoot on your balcony, but I thought it looked cool and fit the vibe that I was going for, so that's what ended up happening. And I'm spending a lot of time trying to figure out like where to place things. I'm really gonna move them around a lot because I just could not figure it out. I thought it looked kind of awkward everywhere I put it, but I end up figuring it out in the end. Um, yeah, and I really like these string lights that I put up everywhere. This is just a cool balcony, honestly. And I wanted some rugs out there because it was metal flooring, so I felt like it would be nice with some rugs. Um, but there's just not in the packs that I have. There's not a lot of rugs that seem like they would fit an outside place. So I was struggling a little bit with that, but I ended up going with this rug, not that one, but the other one, the white one over there. Um, it was the only one that I really felt like fit an outdoor space and wasn't too like extravagant or whatever. Um, so yeah, I end up putting it under the dining table as well because I really just could not find another one that I felt like fit. Um, but yeah, I think this is just me putting in the final touches really. I'm putting a poker table because it's a social place, or I feel like it's the sim who would live here is definitely very social. She lives in the art. I keep saying she because the sim that I put in there to test everything was a she, but you can put whatever sim you want in here. Like, I don't care. Um, but the sim who lives here lives in the city and is like in this huge apartment. I just feel like they would be very social. Um, they have a hot tub. I mean, you gotta invite your friends over, right? It could be a couple. I did also picture a couple maybe living here. Um, but yeah, I'm just kind of putting in some final touches to make it look like someone actually lives here and it's not just some, what do you call that? Like some show. What do you call that? You know, when someone is showing off a house or something. I don't know what to call it. I think you get what I mean, maybe. Um, Model home, right? And here we're getting to the roof, um, which I wasn't really sure how to, like, I think this is the first time that I'm completely redoing an apartment in The Sims, so I wasn't really sure, like, what to do with the roof, but I think this looks, my end result here I think looks, um, kind of industrially. I don't know. I put in these like windows on top, which I really like that you can do now. And I'm seeing a lot of people do it too. Um, and I'm really not trying to copy them or anything, but I just think it looks really cool. And who doesn't like a skylight, right? It's really cool. Um, so yeah, and I'm just trying to figure out how to make it look decent. I don't know if this is the coolest way to do it. I was kind of just freestyling here. I haven't I have seen a few people do it, but I haven't really like taken notice to how they did it. So, yeah. But yeah, we're about to finish this build right here. I'm just putting in some more clutter everywhere to like make it look like someone lives here, and then it's done. And I'm gonna get to the showing of everything. Some of it may have been moved around a little bit when you see the final result, because I did go in afterwards and kind of move some things around. Not too much, but just a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna end this ramble here. I stumbled a little bit over my own words, but I hope that you liked the video anyway. Um, and yeah, have a good day or night, wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye!